So I'm going to end up using my pipe cutter here. It's a little one. You can get these pretty cheap if you don't have one. But basically you just start turning it and just give it a little bit of tension. Just keep spinning it. Tension. As you feel it loosen up, just keep tightening it, because that means you're getting through it. You could be here for a couple minutes. These are hard steel lines, so these aren't going to come off none too easy. Oh, they don't seem like I made a dent in it. Might be using a blade on that one. Okay. Take a shot vac after you do this and suck the hole out. Well, good thing with the grease it actually held the shavings. Now see if we can't get those out. Cleanliness is next to godliness when you're working on hydraulic lines. Yeah, that was a thick wall. We weren't getting through that with the other cutter. Now you can see we can hit that dead on. It's actually a small wall, which would be good. See what size it is. Okay, so we're going to show you real quick what the idea is. 18 deep on that nut so we don't have to screw that thread up. And we can get full 6 points of contact on it. Just like that. Take this one out by hand. Now there's an O-ring in here, but you got to make sure you got out. Oh, and it did. Alright, so you want to clean that up. I get the hose on it so you keep that system sealed. Other than that, we're ready to start putting the pump back in. Okay, so you want to install the new O-ring that comes with the kit. Use a little bit of Vaseline just to lubricate that up so it doesn't roll when you try to put this down on it. And if you don't have a flare for this, that's okay, because you don't need to have these super tight with O-rings. Otherwise you blow the O-ring right out. Yeah, you want to try to put these on by hand. That's that. And then your pressure hose comes in underneath, something like that. As you notice, I have not installed the O-ring yet. I will not do that till the pump's ready to go in and ready to do that. We just want to stop any risk of contamination. Okay, so we're going to take this up through the bottom like we did when we took it out. I'm going to be extra careful taking it back in because I'm trying to keep it looking nice. That's a little bit of jostling you got to do. Yeah, styling today, buddy. Alright, let's try this pump in. So I'm going to put the back one in first because it's the easiest to get to. Just leave them all loose till you get them in. That way you give yourself a little bit of wiggle. Alright. Pump is back in place. Start putting our bolts back on. That helps you just wiggle it a little bit. Don't get violent with it. That little wiggle helps. I'll grab our 2 other bolts. And we'll do our hose last because we do have room to get to it. Alright, now that you got those started, torque them down. I'm going to go find out what the book specs are real quick. Okay, we got our pump in place. I'm still leaving it a little bit loose, just so that way I can have a little bit of wiggle in case that getting that hose back on's going to be a little bit fun sometimes. But you remember that plug I told you to leave in until this very point? We're going to get that off right now using a pair of bent nose pliers. That one should come out a lot easier. It's actually got a pulling tip in the center of it. This is why you've seen with me wrestling it. I wanted to keep it in there to keep it clean. I do my best with this camera. Then as you feel that center tip, you should just be able to pull it right out. It's a little funny to get to because you're kind of doing it blindly, but be patient. You can do it. Alright, there you go, folks. Now you're free. Now you can get dirt in there or put your hose in, which I suggest put your hose in. Oh, this thing is not being fun. I'm just wiggling it up and down. Okay, the rest of that I have to dry, but you see it's 3/4 of the way in. They gave you enough little window here to do this. That's why you try to do most of that by hand. That way you only got to use this flare wrench a few times. Once you feel it get tight, you don't have to get crazy with it. I'm going to say less than about 10 pounds you got an O-ring here. Flare wrenches are fun to use. Great tools, but sometimes, you know. Alright folks, got her all torqued down. I'm going to do the bottom one first. I'm going to get them ran down. And this so it draws it in and sits in its natural rest location. Torque spec, very important because you don't want to tear up the pump. Alright, now we'll do our exhaust bolts and our pump is done. We'll put our pulley on next. These are 9/16 deep well. Do these as 37 pounds as well. Draw them in equally. That's about 20 foot-pounds right there, and I just don't see the need to have it any more than that. Yeah, we're going to call that one good. Alright, and then lastly, alternator. Not so much worried about the alternator on the torque spec. Alright folks, that's the pumps mounted.